Reacher Season 3 is an anomaly in Amazon's sloppy haul of content. It's the only show that puts the money towards making its content good, instead of laundering it on wasteful ideas and untalented creators. By no means does it mean the show is perfect, especially when compared to the great first season, but it is entertaining. It delivers on action, and the story is also held up by more than just sticks and glue. It's not to say it didn't have signs of cracks, from plot conveniences and dialogue problems, but for the average audience, this will be much less of a problem. So let's start off with the positives. The action. I said it before, it is really great to watch. And when you have someone of Alan's size, you really need to sell the combat more, as no one is going to believe that he'll be thrown around by someone that is half his size. But then, when you have Olivia playing as one of the guards, you knew it was just going to heat up between the two. And when it finally happened, it was by far the best fight scene in the entire show, when they finally clashed it out. As someone who has not read the books, I wasn't sure how the story was going to unfold, but it was relatively entertaining. A general summary is Reacher infiltrated a criminal family by saving the son of the boss through faking his kidnapping attempt, thus allowing him to be taken in and recruited by the family. He then tries to gain their trust whilst gathering information for a small rogue team of agents. This eventually leads to him meeting the main guy he's been after this entire time, who's actually running things, which culminates in a final showdown between the two. Simple enough, it does make for some tense scenes, but the plot does have its weak moments, relying on plot conveniences rather too much. A few examples of this would be that Beck did not suspect Reacher of working against him, despite of multiple occasions of suspicious conveniences, such as not being able to reach Angel after he revealed he had some important information to tell him, the fact that Angel did not tell Beck in the first place over the phone, Reacher then being the only one to escape the house, and the agents also escaped an ambush after being tracked by the laptop, all just seemed too convenient, and therefore Beck not figuring this out really did confuse me. At another part, one of the agents conveniently forgets to put the lid back on the bottle, which allows for one of Beck's men to escape through a rather convenient way. These are a few that I've picked out that stood out to me. Oh, and also, if they had Reacher drive to a location that he was given a 6-hour window to reach, it makes me question how he got there and back overnight, as well as swimming through rough water without raising any suspicion. Because if we're being realistic, there's likely an 8 to 9 hour window in which people wouldn't be awake for. But then you had a few moments that were clever, such as when Reacher had to transport the goods, but wanted to check what was inside, planning a stop, going through it, then realizing it was a test, had one of them drive the tracker ahead of them so they had time to solder the truck back up so it didn't raise suspicion. It did get on my nerves though how many times Teresa or however you want to say it was said. Duffy just didn't seem to stop.
Teresa.
This was then married up with robotic dialogue that felt so inorganic. It just must have been a late addition or neglected altogether, as it wasn't always that bad. Then the one thing I do wish they did was reveal that they faked the kidnapping a bit later on, as to reveal it to the audience over time, or let us work it out, or let us in it just later in general, as to keep it a mystery rather than wipe away the shock 20 minutes in. But then that's just a nitpicky issue, but it isn't an issue overall. So do I recommend this show? Yes. It's some of the best content being added to Prime at the moment. It is an improvement on the second season. Yes, season 2 was a downgrade from season 1, so it has seen better days, but it's got great action and an interesting plot, and so I wouldn't dismiss it. Thank you for watching, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.